Hola, mi gente. If you've ever thought, I'm not ready to lead, I mean, who am I to take the mic, make the decision, run the meeting, or lead the team? You are not alone and you are not wrong because most of us were taught that leadership looks a certain way. Let's just face it: loud, confident, certain, white, and male. But what if I told you that's not what real leadership looks like? At least not anymore. Hola, mi gente. Welcome, everyone. I'm Mariana Atencio, journalist, speaker, author, Latina, and first generation everything. And this is the Mariana Atencio Show, a space we have created to rewrite what power, purpose, and presence really look like. So whether I'm keynoting at a tech summit, speaking at a women's conference, and I'm just literally coming back from both, or leading a roundtable of rising professionals, this one truth keeps showing up again and again. The people who should be leading often don't believe they can. And don't think that's unique to you. I have felt it too. I mean, that moment before stepping on a big stage or sitting across from a CEO in an interview about finance, a subject, disclaimer, that's totally outside my comfort zone, thinking, what if I'm not ready? Or worse, what if they find out that I'm still figuring this out? So let me give you a real life example. This month, I had to interview investor Bill Ackman from Pershing Capital. I mean, this man is a god in the finance and business world. People study him at MBA classes. My sister Graciela, who you know here from the show, has an MBA. I do not possess an MBA. So I had the obvious what if I'm not ready moment when I was assigned this interview. And I worked very hard to be prepared. But even during the interview with Bill Ackman across from me, I still had the, what if he knows this isn't my field? What if he figures out I didn't know any of this before the interview? I was sabotaging myself. It's called the imposter syndrome, and over 70% of people experience it. So you're not alone. Here's the twist though. Often the people who are most qualified, most thoughtful, and the most prepared have it. Could that be you? What can we do about it? I'm going to teach you how, but first, don't forget to subscribe to this network. We are creating content for your authenticity every single week. And don't forget to share this video with a loved one, with a friend, with a colleague that is going through change and navigating life's big transitions, because we're creating content for you and your loved ones to navigate this moment with truth and authenticity. And speaking of authenticity, there's a new definition of leadership in today's AI world, and it begins with authenticity. And the science backs it up. Now, I have it here. This is a study from the Journal of General Internal Medicine, and it found that imposter feelings were actually correlated with higher levels of empathy and humility, qualities that make people better leaders today. So let's take the Bill Ackman interview. I had to lead with empathy and humility because those were my strong suits. And obviously the crowd wanted to know about finance, yes. But I asked him about his beginnings. I asked him about moments where he has felt challenged. And I could see that that was what broke through, that empathy. I even asked him in a lightning round, if your life were a movie, what would it be and who would play you? And he totally just melted. That's how you get through to people. You're probably asking yourself what he picked, right? By the end of the interview, he had picked James Bond. So that was a moment where, yes, I asked him about finance, but I also let my personality shine through, my empathy. And that's what truly connected on a human level. I was self-aware about the fact that it wasn't my strong suit, finance, and that's okay. So if you feel like a fraud, here's the science. You're probably just self-aware. And in today's age of AI, self-awareness is a leadership skill. Self-awareness is an advantage. There was another time in my career, let me give you another real life example, when I was transitioning from reporter to speaker. And I thought that I needed to have all the answers. The perfect backstory, the polished voice, the perfect speech. But what truly connected with people was honesty, was vulnerability, and presence. The moment I started saying, hey, I'm still learning, but here's what I've lived through, everything changed. That's leadership. So how does this apply to you? If you are, for example, applying for a job interview, it's better to say, this is what I know and I'm still learning, and I will work harder than anyone to show you I can, than pretending that you know everything that they're asking you about. I know there's a lot of people on here who are journalism students or who are making it to the next level in journalism. So let's play out another real life example. When you're doing Q&A with an anchor on the air and you're tired and you've been doing breaking news and you're in the field and they ask you a question and you don't know the answer, what should you do in those moments? It's better, it's more real and authentic to say, let's pretend I'm speaking to Lester Holt. Lester, we're still exploring all angles of the story. I don't have that information, but I'm going to look into that for us. That's gravitas. That's realness. Instead of making something up or mumbling, that's leadership too. So here's the shift, mi gente. Leadership isn't about having all the information. It isn't about having power over people. It's about having a voice with people and not necessarily being the loudest in the room. It's about being the most authentic. In today's age of AI, that's what cuts through. People are going to be looking for these signs of humanity everywhere. Think of today's leaders. They listen to their constituents. They are constantly getting feedback. They evolve based on that feedback, and they lead by showing up, not showing off. That's how you get people to trust you. And I've said it again and again, and I'm preaching this across the country in so many industries. Trust is the biggest differentiator in today's world. It's what cannot be replicated. It takes so long to gain people's trust, and it's so easy to lose. So if you're in a space where you've been asked to lead, to manage a project at work, to make a tough financial decision for your family, or to guide your community through a time of uncertainty, and you don't feel ready, here's what I want you to know. Are you ready? You're not supposed to feel 100% ready. That's why this is a moment of growth. You are going to meet that moment. The universe knows you can. Self-doubt doesn't disqualify you. It makes you more grounded. You don't lead because you're perfect. You lead because you care. You lead because you are. So let's recap for a moment. These are the shifts that helped me the most when I didn't feel ready to lead. And I want to leave you with stuff that's not theory, it's not fluff. Me and my team have put together real tools that I've used again and again and again, whether I was on deadline, reporting, under pressure, or doubting myself. The 3 micro shifts that helped me. 1, stop waiting for confidence. You need to act from commitment, not certainty. 2, remember who you're serving. This is just like our communications tips. Leadership is not just about you, it's about them. And 3, let your lived experience speak. Okay? Your story, your journey, that's your credibility. So sometimes on the show, and I love this, and we're going to do it today, we close with an affirmation. So say this with me. I don't have to feel like a leader to be one. I lead with purpose. I lead with empathy. I lead from exactly where I am. I lead with purpose. I lead with empathy. I lead from exactly where I am. You don't have to feel like a leader to be one. So if you're stepping into a new role, a new room, or a new season, and I know that so many of us are going through change, this is your reminder. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing. Don't wait to be chosen. Don't wait to be perfect. Show up, speak up, lead anyway. Thank you so much for being here for today's episode. If you found it useful as you're navigating life's big transitions, subscribe to our channel and make sure that you share it with your loved ones. Si les gustó el contenido de hoy, estamos preparando contenido para que lideren con autenticidad y con veracidad todas las semanas. Así que suscríbanse aquí a nuestro canal, compártanlo con seres queridos, con colegas, con amigos que están pasando por cambios y transiciones para que enfrenten este momento con autenticidad. Los quiero muchísimo. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Until the next one, mi gente.